Huruzem News. Abuja-Kaduna rail track blast. We saw bandits looking at our train after explosion, says Shehu Sani. Explosives planted by suspected gunmen detonated on the Abuja-Kaduna rail track on Wednesday night and disrupted train services. Narrating his experience, the senator who represented Kaduna Central in the 8th Senate, Shehu Sani, in an interview with the Voice of America, VOA, Hausa, said they saw the bandits who attacked them on Wednesday evening looking at the train after the explosion. Sani said, "We saw them, bandits, from our windows. I think they were watching to see whether our train would slide from the rail track, so that they could attack the passengers or abduct some of us." He added that there were gunshots and they were targeted at the driver and his crew. The bandits' intention was to separate the head of the train from the rest of the body. In fact, we were lucky it did not hit anyone. The former senator maintained that the explosion hit the train and damaged the rail track, as well as the driver's cabin. He maintained that the driver was brave and courageous, adding that, even, the driver admitted that he didn't know how he managed to drive us to safety. Later, he confessed that two options were rolling in his head. Number one was to stop the train, while the second option was to continue moving and damn the consequences. However, he chose the second option. He told us he was even surprised how he drove us out of danger, even with the damage the rail tracks. Sani added, "I really don't know why the Nigerian Railway Corporation is trying to dodge from the fact that there was a bomb blast and gunshots. I feel changing the narrative at this critical time, as if it was a mere incident, is not in our interest." Earlier on Wednesday, he had posted on his Facebook, announcing the incident of Wednesday night, saying, "Yesternight, Wednesday, bandits attacked the Kaduna-Abuja train. They planted an explosive that damaged the rail track and shattered the windshield of the train engine. They also opened fire, targeting the driver and the tank. It happened between Dutz and Regina stations. The driver struggled to move towards Kaduna-Rigesa station. This early morning, Thursday, I was on board when our train ran over another explosive damaged rail. The train nearly skidded off its track, then we miraculously escaped. All Kaduna/Abuja train operations need to be suspended for today, Thursday, until this issue is addressed." Speaking on the development, the NRC said efforts were already ongoing to restore train services along the route. Speaking to journalists, the managing director of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, NRC, Mr. Fedeto Kiria, said the explosives damaged the rail tracks somewhere between Dutz and Regina. The NRC boss said, "Yes, there was an explosive on our rail track somewhere around Regina and Dutz last night, Wednesday, and this damaged the tracks." Efforts are currently ongoing to ensure that train services along the Kaduna-Abuja route are fully restored. When asked if there were gunshots aimed at the train driver and the tank of the train, the NRC MD said, "There was nothing like that, only an explosive that went up on the track." "Are you aware that we even ran a train service this morning, Thursday? There was nothing like shooting of the train by bandits." Efforts are currently ongoing to ensure full train services are restored along that route. In an official statement on the development, the NRC apologized to its passengers over the explosion. Please watch this video as another man narrates his experience.
It was quite an experience, really. We took off around 6 p.m. from Idu terminal in Abuja. About 1.5 hours into the journey, that's about 40 kilometers into Kaduna, we had a very loud sound, BAM! And then nobody suspected anything, and then that was all. The train moved for some kilometers and stopped abruptly. And since then, nobody said anything to the passengers for over an hour. Later on, somebody came to our coaches and he was telling us that the train developed a technical fault, but that another locomotive engine is coming in from Abuja in the next 45 minutes. That took another 1 or 2 hours. And so we were stranded for over 4 hours in that forest that is between Regina and a village called Dusi. And later on, the locomotive came and then it pushed us for some kilometers and stopped again. A journey that is supposed to be about 30 minutes from that point to the Rigasa train terminal took over 2 hours. Well, finally we arrived Kaduna around 2 a.m. in the night. And then we met most of our families at the train station. You know, there was no network along that route because of the security operations. So we couldn't communicate to our families while we were in that situation. Not until when we arrived at the station, many of our families were apprehensive. Finally, we arrived, and then we're glad we arrived safely. And that was when we started hearing most of the information that were going around that probably it was an attack or something. I am not confirming that. I'm not the security representative, neither am I a staff of the NRC. All we knew was that we had a very loud bang, and it resulted into an abrupt termination of our journey, midnight, a journey that is supposed to be just 2 hours from Abuja to Kaduna, took us over 6 hours in a very, very, the pandemonium was so overwhelming inside the trains. One of the coaches, the VIP coaches, the security guards there, immediately after we had that explosion, they were shouting to all the passengers to lie down. So that really created a lot of tension. Some of them ran out of the coaches and went to our economy coaches. That was when we realized that all is not well. Well, like I said, we thank God we have arrived home safely, and then we started seeing the heroic pictures of what happened to the rail lines.
Indeed, that we are equally